dramatic.
Hello everyone and welcome back. This is episode 12 of the Lucky Card series, and in today's episode we're finding out who is the 10 and Jack of Spades. Now the 10 of Spades owned by C Bear Brown 2218, and the Jack of Spades owned by WEFY owner. Wefy owner? Wefy? I don't know. Anyway, let's find out who is the 10 of Spades. Ezekiel Jackson, Big Zeke. Oh, Big Zeke. Not bad. He's a bit of a powerhouse, be a tough one to eliminate. And yeah, Jack of Spades owned, well, is Mick Foley. Oh, wow, that's different. Two pretty cool picks, I guess. But yeah, let's skip to the match. So yeah, we're back now. Ezekiel Jackson versus Mick Foley. What a unusual pair of picks, really. I mean, Big Zeke is big and he is Zeke. He'll be a tough one to get out of the Royal Rumble, to be honest. Especially for the smaller guys, they'll find it hard to throw him over the top ropes. And then there's Mick Foley, who's also quite big, really, if you think about it. He looks to be the same height as Ezekiel Jackson on the game. So he probably is also a tough one to throw out the Royal Rumble, and he's just an overall good pick, really. I mean, it's Mick Foley, the hardcore legend, Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, all in one. He's got the power of 4 people behind him, really. And yeah, that could equal the win there, just because he's 4 separate people. But you never know. I mean, both of these guys could win the Royal Rumble, since there is going to be 2. And then, yeah, they both could go on to the final match, and then this match could happen again as the final match, but just be a TLC match. And then that TLC match is probably going to last like a good half an hour, just because the AI never seem to grab the briefcase. They just never do. So that final match is going to be intense. And then, yeah, someone will pick up the win. It could be one of the people in the ring right now who wins this tournament. You never know. You just never know. But yeah, I hope Mick Foley is on the 1000th episode of Raw. I don't know if this episode will be up before it or after it. I don't know. I'm recording this days in advance, so you know, it might have been the 1000th episode by now, but I hope he is. I think it'll be cool to see Mick Foley on Raw again. Even though he was just a few weeks ago, I think. I don't know, I think he came out, unless my memory is wrong and I can't remember that, but I'm pretty sure he was General Manager of Raw for a night, if I remember that right. But it'd be cool to see him in the 1000th episode. I mean, I don't know how they're going to fit everything in, really. They've got so many returns and everything. I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be like 75% of the show is going to be like just... Well, actually, no. 2 hours of the show is going to be promos and returns and stuff like that. And then the other hour is probably just going to be matches, and a good half an hour that'll be the WWE Championship match, probably. So, I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know. It seems like there's not enough time, but at the same time, 3 hours is a long time to fit everything in. So, tired. But I think that they'll probably be able to do it. Well, they will be able to do it. They'll just need to have some sections shorter than others. What would be the best thing to happen in the 1000th episode is if Ryback came down to the ring, and then we were waiting to see who his opponent is, and then guess who appears? Goldberg. And just Goldberg walks down to the ring, they're doing some intense stare-off, and wow, that would be great, especially if they had a match. Imagine that, Goldberg versus Ryback. But if that did actually happen, they would have to make Ryback get the win. They would just have to. It would be like Goldberg passing on the torch to Ryback. I mean, Goldberg's probably not going to return to wrestling full time anyway. So, you know, if he passed the torch on to Ryback, that would just give the biggest push ever to Ryback. He would just go flying to main events, being to like get Ryback, well, to beat Goldberg. You know, it would just be something intense. But if Goldberg wins, that would completely bury Ryback. It just would make him not seem as good as he is, really. And then, yeah, he would sort of be just back of the queue again. And then nothing would happen to him. He would just keep fighting jobbers and nothing would come to it. So, you know, I think that would be just great if they had Ryback versus Goldberg. Just imagine the reaction. That would get one of the biggest pops of the night, I bet, if Goldberg came back and had a match against Ryback. I think that match would do so good for ratings, and just every person in the arena would be chanting Goldberg. And then if Ryback won, that would just make him seem unstoppable, especially if Goldberg can't beat him. That would just make him so intense and just everything, since Ryback is being claimed to be the next Goldberg. Even though at the pay-per-view, the last one, I can't remember which one it was now, but yeah, Money in the Bank, obviously, yeah. Oh, Ryback had that match against Kurt Hawkins and what's his name? I forgot his name. Hawkins and Rex. I had the match against them, and you know, there was some points in that match where he was just not really doing much. He was getting beat up by them, and it should have just been another squash match, but with them too. But anyway, Mick Foley picking up the win there. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see when your card is coming. And next episode, I will reveal who the Queen and King of Spades is. So I will see you then.